Hello, friends. The 1,232nd day of the war between Russia and Ukraine continues. The Russians have made significant progress in the Lyman area, as evidenced by the deep state map. The enemy captured the settlement of Zelene Pole, company strongholds, and advanced on a broad front in the direction of the settlements of Seredny, Shandry-Holovy, and Kolodyazy in an area of up to 38 square kilometers. I note that Ukrainian troops recently counterattacked in this area, but were unable to make significant progress, and now, apparently, the Russians have seized the initiative again. Near the borders of the Dnipropetrovsk region, the Russians claim to have captured the village of Tolstoi. According to the deep state map, the settlement is partially in the gray zone. Ukrainian fighter Bonyatov writes that the enemy regularly carries out assault operations with the aim of reaching the administrative border of the Dnipropetrovsk region along the line from Zelene Pole to Novoserhiivka. Currently, it has some successes within the Donetsk region. However, judging by the current situation, there is not much time left before the start of heavy fighting directly in the Dnipropetrovsk region, our fighter wrote today. Russian troops are also making another advance in the Zaporizhzhia region. According to Deep State, they have taken up new positions southeast of Kamikaze, as well as on the shore of the Kharkiv reservoir in Plavny. At the same time, Russian telegram channels yesterday announced the complete capture of Kamikaze and showed a video with a flag in one of the parts of the settlement. From Kamikaze, a road opens to Stepnohursk. From there it is 25 to 30 kilometers to Zaporizhzhia. This is the distance of FPV drone strikes and barrel artillery. This is not the first advance in recent days to the south of Zaporizhzhia. The other day, the Russians, according to Deep State, captured the village of Lobkovy and advanced in neighboring Stepovy. And although the Ukrainian Armed Forces officially deny this, Zelensky mentioned the Kharkiv direction in his address yesterday, noting that there was a separate report on it at headquarters. The deputy battalion commander from the 65th Brigade with the call sign Forest, fighting in Zaporizhzhia, said that, since the beginning of the summer, the Russian army has been storming this direction along the entire front line. According to the officer, the Russians are accumulating forces there and have become more active not only in the Robotyny area, as was the case before, but practically everywhere in the Zaporizhzhia region. Already since the beginning of the summer and in general since the beginning of this year, along the entire line of combat contact, the enemy has been looking for weak spots in small groups and conducting reconnaissance in force. And they already have specific tasks to reach the Mariupol highway to encircle Kharkiv. The same is true in the Kamikaze area. We are now seeing that the enemy is trying to capture the commanding heights in order to then keep the entire logistics route leading to the Donetsk region under fire control, the deputy battalion commander said. In other words, the intensity of Russian attacks on Zaporizhzhia is increasing. It is not yet clear whether this is a plan for a larger offensive, or whether it is the same strategy of pulling Ukrainian forces apart along different sections of the front. But, as I have said many times, the Zaporizhzhia region is much more important for Russia than, say, Kharkiv. Firstly, Moscow has included the region in its constitution. And secondly, access to Zaporizhzhia and the Dnipro, to the two largest logistical and industrial centers, is generally more strategically important for Russia in terms of achieving a turning point in the war. Today there was a record number of kamikaze drone strikes. 728 attack drones attacked Ukraine last night, the Ukrainian Armed Forces report. It is stated that 296 of them were shot down, and another 415 were lost in location. That is, 17 drones were not shot down. The Russians also launched 14 missiles, 7 cruise missiles, all of which were allegedly shot down, and 6 Kinjal missiles, none of which were shot down. The main direction of the strike, as reported by the Ukrainian Armed Forces, was Lutsk. Telegram channels also reported a strike on the Zhytomyr region. Later, the authorities said that a carpentry shop building and outbuildings were on fire. At the same time, Russian telegram channels claimed that the strike there was carried out on an airfield near Zhytomyr. Ukraine did not confirm this. However, according to the NASA firm service, it was in this area on the map that a strong fire continued even in the afternoon. The Russian Defense Ministry also announced a group strike on Ukrainian military airfields. Ukraine did not confirm any strikes on them. At the same time, in the attacked Lutsk I note, there is also an airfield. Meanwhile, the New York Times writes that by the fall, Russia will regularly launch more than 1,000 drones at a time. This is expected by military analysts as the Russian industry continues to gain momentum. Russia is building up industrial capacity to mass-produce disposable exploding drones, and new nighttime records are coming in weekly, the article says. The publication also recalls that today Russia set a record for the number of Kamikaze drones launched. Ukrainian authorities do not disclose details of strikes on military targets, but analysts have previously interpreted some missile strikes in western Ukraine as attempts to prevent Western weapons from crossing the border from Poland or to hit military warehouses or airfields, the article says.
Friends, I want to develop and strive for higher quality content, but my 2009 computer does not allow me to do this. If you have the opportunity to help me buy a new computer and make my dream come true, I will be very grateful to you. You will find the link in the description under the video and in the pinned comment. Thank you very much and see you in the next video.